Hello all, welcome to the art stream where we do art on this channel. Welcome on in. The signal is showing we have 3 bars, so I'm happy with that. So let's continue with this piece that we've been working on. I am kind of glad that Christmas is almost, well, it is over, but the holiday season is over. Let the new year come. So his shirt, it's kind of like a muted blue color. Maybe like a white color. I actually don't have like a good white color. I have parchment, whatever color this is. We'll see. Thank you so much for the like. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to make like a muted, blue color for his shirt. Let's see. Ooh, I like this color. This color is good. I'm making this really cool, like muted blue color. I'm just mixing it with my little spatula. If you look up how to mix colors, that's the color I'm mixing out right now. You can find like basics of what color, combine with what color creates whatever. But a lot of it is just kind of playing around with the colors and trying to see what works. A lot of times you'll create the color by accident, which is where it kind of gets a little frustrating because you're like, maybe you need more of that color, like for a bigger area. I just realized that I forgot this area right here. So I will have to do my best to create the color of his stomach. But I really am happy with this color. I just created his shirt color. Super happy. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, for being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. I am. Things are pretty good on my end. And thank you so much for being here. So I'm just making his shirt blue. So make sure, guys, if you like this stream, please give my video a big thumbs up. That really helps me out. Share out the stream. There's like a little share button. So share out the stream. That really helps me out too. And if you're new, please consider subscribing and click the notification bell because like the way I came on today, I didn't know 100% I was coming on or what time I was coming on. So if you click the bell specifically for my live streams, like not my vlogs, because like you could always watch my vlogs, but like the live streams, the notification bell will usually tell you pretty like within the minute that I'm on. So that's really the reason for clicking the notification bell so that you know when my live streams come on because they're never really pre-planned. So click the notification bell. That will really not only help me out, but like, you actually know when I'm on. Oh, and guys, like if you guys are having internet problems, I started to use Google Chrome, and I've seen like a huge improvement since I started using Google Chrome instead of Firefox. Like the internet, I don't know if like the internet is perfect without complete lag, because I know a lot of people are on the internet right now because of the holidays. But I've seen a huge improvement since I started to use Google Chrome. So if you're having internet problems, I suggest like when you go on to like do different things, I suggest you check out the Google Chrome browser or get that browser, because I think that you'll see a big improvement. So I'm going to get out some white. This white also says heavy, like quality, but for some reason this white is easier to use than this white. They kind of look the same and it says the exact same thing, like heavy texture, but this one is like way better. So I don't know if it's slightly different, but it's weird how it's so difficult to find like a white color that's like a good quality color. So his jacket area is supposed to be white. So I'm taking this really thick consistency white and I'm just starting to put it over his jacket area. It's kind of nice that you can see the difference when I bring it up close. So that's the white area that I'm adding in. And I went this morning and Googled and just kind of made sure what the colors were on this character. So I've been watching lots of Disney Plus lately. I've been watching all the Star Wars movies because the next time I go to Disney, I really want to go to the Star Wars land. What's really sad is like I was there when Star Wars land was like partially open. I don't know if Rise was open yet, but I think part of it was open. And like I never even went. I was like, let's just go to Epcot. But now I'm like super interested in seeing it. But from what I was seeing when I went on YouTube, I think the gift shops in Disneyland are like more detailed than the gift shops at Disney World. Like I was seeing that like they had a lot of merchandise that they didn't have at Disney World. So I think that's interesting, but kind of makes sense. Like they would have better merchandise there. But they are closed, as many of you know. Who knows when they will open, right? At least Disney World is open. To be very honest, like, I don't know, like Disney World is obviously it's a much bigger resort than Disney land. So like honestly, I wouldn't like, last time I've been to Disneyland was a really long time ago and I wouldn't honestly make huge effort to go there, even if it was open. I think it's more for people who live there or like, tourists that are coming here that want to experience everything and they can stop there for a few days, but like it doesn't like super interest me. I don't know why. Like it just doesn't. Like Disney World is just so much more like elaborate. I just feel like there's so much more to do. Like both of them have like Disney Springs and stuff like that, but it's more to do. Or like their version of Disney Springs. I'm just gonna go over this area, make it a little bit more vibrant because I don't want to like have to mix out this color again. His shirt. So I'm just gonna go over it a little bit more. But yeah, I really enjoy doing art on this channel. I do cooking, art. I actually haven't done a cooking stream in a little bit, but I have some big goals for this channel. I would honestly love in the future to live in Orlando. That way I can incorporate Disney into my streams because right now it's like Disney is like 4 hours away and basically that would entail, staying over there in a hotel, and that's fine. I could do stuff like that, like start to experiment with that type of stuff, like staying there for a few days and then streaming or something like that. But like in the long run of the channel, like in the long run, like a year from now and stuff like that, like I see myself being able to do that type of stuff up there on the regular, because there's just so much more content up there. It's really like the heart of like media up there, you know. So as far as like Florida goes, like, yeah, you can compare it to New York, but like New York is also like nothing going on right now, you know. So what color should we do next? What color are his sleeves? I should have looked that up. I'm assuming they're blue, right? Probably blue. His shirt is blue. I'm glad I saw that. I would not want to mix this out again. Forgot his sleeves. Lately, I've been getting really into like Amazon shopping too, which I know is like such a bad habit because you're able to like save your credit card and different things on Amazon. And like you can just like go to checkout basically and like buy things. So I think that's a really bad habit, but I'm really into Amazon shopping lately. They have so many weird, cool things. I saw a waffle maker that is Baby Yoda. It's like a little personal mini waffle maker of Baby Yoda. So that was cute. And then I saw on TikTok, and then I looked it up. It's a blanket that looks like a burrito. Sounds pretty cool. Burrito blanket. Perfect for those hibernation days where you don't go out. Yeah, I mean, like if I lived in Orlando, I'd have so much more content to do, which I think would actually force me to go out more, you know. But I'm gonna like sneeze. But like right now, like I'm thankful that I have things to do here. Like I like art. I'm good at art, so you know I can do that for like live streams and stuff like that, or cooking, which is just entertaining. But it's like in the long run, I think it would be fun to do more content up there, you know. To get his eye. So now I need to, give me 1 second. I need to wash my spatula and my mini brush. Give me 1 second, and you can look at the pretty art while I wash it. Literally just need to wash these two things. Because we're gonna make a cool color. We're gonna mix it. So I washed my little spatula and my brush. And now I need to make like a skin peachy color for his face. So I said to mix red color yellow, red, yellow, with a drop of pink. And then they said a drop of white, but I want to mix this together first. Let's see what color this makes. Like a strawberry type of color. Like it looks like starburst pink color. That's what it looks like. And then they were saying to add white to it. So let's add some white. Yeah, mixing in the white. I'm trying to lighten the color to get it to like it's definitely like a peach color. So I'm pretty happy with the way this color it looks. I made like a peachy salmon looking color. You're gonna see, oops, let's see what that looks like. It's a little dark still. What I can do is I'm gonna add in some white to his face to try to lighten that up. Or I could just leave it like this. Hello, Shemi. How are you, Shemi? Shemi, where are you watching from again? Where are you watching out of? What state or country are you out of, Shemi? I think you told me that, but I don't remember. Where are you watching out of? Always curious where you guys are from. Indonesia, very cool. So what time is it there? Here it's 12 p.m. afternoon. So it's just noon here. Noon time here. What time is it there? I wish I had made his face a little lighter. He's a little bit lighter than that. Like he's like a light peach color. But I didn't exactly, in the pan when I was mixing out the color, it looked a little lighter. Maybe I can add some more white. I might be able to add some more white. Let's see. Otherwise, he's going to be pink. So I'm just trying to lighten him up a little bit, just because, like, right now he's like a bright pink color. He's supposed to be like a light peach color. Thank you. This is, if you go to Google and you type in Lloyd, L-L-O-Y-D in space, it was a cartoon from, it was on Disney Channel. It was called Lloyd in Space. Lloyd in Space. So he was, I'm pretty sure this character, he was like the green alien. So this one was Lloyd. And they all lived on a space station together. And it was just like about their adventures that they had in space together. What? So, yeah. We're just working on these. Need to add some more pink color. But yeah. Do you guys like drawing or painting or anything like that? Do you guys like to draw or paint or anything? I see your thing says gamers. So do you like to, is there a particular game you like, or what do you guys like to do? Video games, art? I had a friend a while back. She was really good. She could take like any like video game, like a popular video game, and she could draw the characters from a video game and they literally look like they were real. Very cool. That's so cool. So you know how to like code and like, I've always been very fascinated with that. So you know how to like code and how to like design a game and how to literally create the virtual world. That's so cool. So I had this friend, and she could literally take a video game character, like a popular video game character. She could look at it and she could draw this character probably within 20, 30 minutes. And it was so detailed. The character with like all the little lines of like the characters, like armor or like their costume. And she can draw them like it was virtual reality. Like she could make it look like it was, something someone did on like a graphic design, but with pen or pencil, with really no like mistakes or anything like that, in 30 minutes. And she used to make these all day long. It was just insane. One of the most talented when it comes to like that type of art that I've seen. I don't even know if she draws anymore, honestly, which is like sad. You would think, like, I always try to like encourage her and like tell her like she should, pursue that. I don't really know if she ever did, which is sad because like she was so good at it. That's what happens. You get busy with other things, or you don't, kind of forget what makes you happy. So I made his skin tone like that peachy color. And once I outline his face, I think it'll look a little bit better. I also need to not forget about his hands. That's one of the things I've loved about YouTube, is that when I started to do live streams, because I couldn't, like I don't live somewhere like Disney where I can just go out, with a gimbal and like stream at an amusement park or something. Hey, Dolores. Like I was asking myself, what can I do for live streams? Because I don't live in a place right now where you can just go out with a gimbal or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like knocking like the live streamers with Disney, but like I think it's like a little bit easier. Like you just go out with like a gimbal and film the outdoors. And we don't really have anything like that in Miami that you can do that. And I can't even do that right now because I don't have the ability to stream from my phone yet. But like today, like in today's time, if I had the ability to stream from my phone, like what am I going to stream? Honestly, like I'm going to like, I can in the future do something like that, like walk up and down the beach and like show you like the beach and stuff like that. But like the only thing we have here is like Zoo Miami. We have Zoo Miami, and we have like a place with parrots and things like that. We have this aquarium, and I don't even know, honestly, if these places are open right now, honestly. Some of them may have started to open, like to reopen to the public, but, let me check the signal. But something I've really started to enjoy is the streaming, because it allowed for me to kind of discover that I really like art. I always knew I loved art, but I didn't do it super consistently. Like I would like kind of go like on this burst where I would start to do art, and then I would get busy with something and just like not do it as much. And when I was trying to ask myself what I could do when it came to doing streaming, I was like, well, I could do art. And I like art, and art is, you know, soothing for me and everything. So I kind of discovered that I could start to do art. And I'm super happy ever since I've been doing art. Like, I really, really enjoy it. So it's had a lot of benefits to me, like holistically and everything. So just adding in some highlighting here to his hair. He actually has like this interesting hair. It's kind of like Frankenstein a little bit. Oh, I forgot his neck. I forgot his neck. That's not good. I couldn't even do a lot of this, honestly. Like when the pandemic first started, like people were all like, you know, really, really in their house. Like, oh, I could have done live streams and stuff like that because I guess I could have, but I didn't think of it and I got distracted and I was in an online class or 2 online classes actually at that time, which was like bizarre. Especially when you don't know you're taking an online class and everything shifts online. And it was absolute chaos because like you would think like a big university would like be prepared to like go online and like, but they honestly were like scrambling. They're like, how in the world do we shift everything online? And it was like as simple as like your teachers are going to have to like not do as much as they thought they were going to do and just kind of like basic teaching, you know what I mean? So go on Zoom, figure out how to do Zoom. I'm not exactly sure what color his like eyelid color is. I'm assuming it's like the same color as his skin. So I'm going to go ahead and make it that color now. And I could always go back and make it a different color in the event that it's a different color, but I'd rather make it that color now because I don't want to have to go back and make this color again. That's the only like downfall to making a color for like where you actually have to mix out a color. It's like if you don't like get all the spots you need, then you're going to have to mix out that color again. And I have that problem right here. So I'm going to have to figure out how to mix out that like red color again. That is my neighbor's dog barking. It is small and white and crazy. Yes. And then his feet are like this, they're like a muted black. So I need to figure out how to mute this a little. So I've got this black color, it's a little bit too vibrant, I think. So now I need to figure out how to mute it. I could probably mute it with blue. I could mute it with white too. I have white, so I just need to knock it to peach. There's so much paint on me. Ooh, that's exactly the color. I'm wondering if it's weird that we don't see his other shoe. Maybe I should draw this in. Kind of just like draw it in a little bit. I think it looks weirder that he doesn't have 2 shoes. You know what I mean? I have that color mixed out, but I do need to go over that color again. I need it to kind of dry. Let me try to go over it again. Oops. But yeah, I really like painting. I'm inspired by a lot of like animation that I see, and even like video games I see, like the animation of the digital animation of like video games is really cool. You know, hand painted animation is really cool. So yeah, I really enjoy it, and you know, I spend more time inside anyhow, just because like it's safer. Um, I go out, but like not a lot. Run errands and that type of stuff. There's really nowhere to go, honestly. But you know, the sad truth is here in Miami, I mentioned this in my other stream, there was really nothing ever to do here. Even when before COVID, there was really nothing to do here. Like, what was I going to do? Like, go to the mall, there was nothing to do here. That's what South Florida is. There's nothing to do here. People come here. Like, the old joke about Florida was the show The Golden Girls. Like, the Golden Girls, like, old ladies that come to Florida and play bingo. And that was the joke of Florida. Like, that's why people came to Florida, like to be like in a retirement community. But the truth is that when you had young people come here, which you have a lot, nothing really changed. Like, the activities didn't change. There's really nothing to do here. You could find bingo basically to do. And even the art here, not to like knock it, but I'm going to. There's really none of that here either. We have like an art festival here, like, very briefly during the year that a lot of people go to. And they're going to it, although there's art exhibits at it and it's famous, they go to it people with like the idea in mind of drinking and partying. They are not really people who know anything about art or appreciate art. They're going to it purely for the reason of partying in the venue of the particular art gallery. And the art gallery kind of learned that the reality was that the people that were there were not really interested in the art. So they had to do other things to bring people in, like DJs and like, drinks and different things that they could buy to try to get people in. So the art is kind of an excuse of an activity. They should really just call it like week of nightclub and be more honest about what it is, because you'll have all these people and they'll dress up and they'll go to it. And like, if you went up to one of those people that were at the art gallery or something and you asked them, whose exhibit are you at right now? What are you looking at? What is the name of the artist that you're at? They would have no idea. They're going there purely to drink and to hear a DJ while they're drunk. And then if the other exhibit is within walking distance, which a lot of them are, basically the process will just repeat. They will go to another venue, drink, and basically fall down in the street. I'm assuming it's not like that other places. Like, I know for myself, when I have been to art galleries in Manhattan or even in like places like Colorado where they have like outdoor art exhibits or like street artists, the people who are going to those venues are legitimately interested. They're people who have collected art. They have art in their homes. They've invested in it and they want to go see like a particular art exhibit. Maybe the artist is actually there, which a lot of times they are. And they're looking to actually purchase a piece of art. I know that's like when my family went to like different art exhibits, that's exactly what happened. They went there so that they could interact with the artist. And a lot of times it was special to, if the artist was painting something live, you could watch them as part of that experience, watch them paint the piece live. And then you could interact with the artist and ask them how much it was. So that's a different type of, aesthetic experience where you get to really be part of something. And basically, we just have like a lot of fakeness here. We have these art exhibits where people have no idea about art, don't care about it. They care about going to the art gallery, getting drunk, and literally falling down in the middle of the street intoxicated. They have no idea what they're viewing, what they're looking at, which is frustrating. Not because they're being themselves. This is who they are all the time. This is not like they went out and they're like, I'm going to be like a drunk and I'm special. It's like, this is who they are. But it's frustrating because they advertise it as like this like renowned art event. And it's like, no one at this art event knows they're at an art event. Does that sum it up? No one at the art event knows they are at an art event. I don't know where they think they are. They probably don't know where they are after a few drinks. But they should really, like, those shows, like, or even like YouTube channels where they like go up to people and like see how smart they are or different things like that. I guarantee if they did that, they went up to different people in the venue and they're like, whose exhibit is this? What are you viewing? Like, what is this artist that's holding this exhibit? None of them would know. So it's like, so that frustrates me as someone who really loves art and appreciates it for the different aesthetics, and they appreciate different artists for what they bring to their art, bring out in others. So that frustrates me with, I think, what is the fakeness of Miami. There's an example where people say like, oh, you do have different things there you can do. It's like, if there's an activity to do here, an art gallery or something like that, what you have to understand is that although it could physically exist in its entity, like you could find an art gallery to go to, you're going to be doing these activities alone, as sad as that is, because it is very difficult to find people who are genuine. So what's going to happen is you're going to literally go to these venues alone. You're going to go into the art gallery and people don't know they're in an art gallery. That's why a lot of these places really interest me in moving to, like, different places that are far more interesting than South Florida. And now that my grad school is pretty much done, I have the ability to do that. I technically have the ability to do that now. I'm just not prepared today to do that, but it's in my game plan. Before, like even like 2 semesters ago, basically before the pandemic, I was in in-person classes within a graduate program. And I had inquired, even back then, as to whether I could get into online classes so I could leave. And the answer was kind of maybe, but there was never a guarantee. Now, because of the pandemic, everything's online pretty much. And after this semester, I am done. Thank God I am done with my program. A lot of things are learning experience. So, like, if someone asked me, like, would I want to go to grad school and do it over again? The answer would probably be no. So if I could do it over again, would I have gone to grad school? No. Absolutely not. But there were moments that I enjoyed in the program that wasn't all bad. But if I could do it over again and look back at the entire process and everything I went through with the program, I would not have gone to grad school. But I can't obviously undo that, so I think it's better just to be honest. Like, I would not have gone. I will always get to say I have a graduate degree. I'll always get to say I have it, and then I went, and who knows if that'll help me. I don't really want, I would love to be, to just do this, to just do YouTube and other creative forms of things to do. But the idea behind graduate school was that, you could always utilize a graduate degree for your benefit, So I will always have it. But I feel like I'm honest about it at least. That way people can be like, ask me honestly, what did you study? Tell them. Did you love it? No. Are you going to use it? Probably not. So, yeah. I think if you can go to undergrad and you can, and I'm not even saying you have to do it like in the normal amount of time, you could take it slow, like take a couple classes a year. If you can go to undergrad, I recommend people to go to undergrad and get a college degree. I think that that's important. But, you can take another year to do it. You can, take 5 years to do your degree. You take 6 years to do your degree, but I recommend people seeking out that. When I went to grad school, I kind of fell into that thing of like, what am I going to do now that I graduated? Kind of like what a lot of undergrads go through. But I am happy it's almost done. What's funny is I have a gingerbread house here that I still haven't made, even though Christmas is over. But you know what? I'm going to still make it because why not? Kind of need to go over all these areas with black, but I'm worried about this brush. What I can do is I'm trying to make the brush more together. I'm actually using my fingers to do this. What I'm going to try to do is just test it out and see how it goes. I may actually need a finer brush. You could also do it with an artist pen, but I don't want to mess it up, I can do it. It's just time consuming. See that? Going in there and kind of lining the characters a little bit. But I enjoy art, and I'm thankful that I have this as an outlet to do for myself and for YouTube because, like I said, I don't really live in a place that I can, like, I don't have a theme park next door, you know? But as soon as I have the ability to stream from my phone, I'll give it a shot and, you know, see what I can film out and about. I'll try. But yeah, it's in my goal to move. Like losing my voice. It's like allergies or something. Or I'm talking a lot. Okay. I'm actually wondering if I needed a finer brush, just because I feel like I'm outlining too much. Like I feel like it's too much. Let me get some water. Okie dokie. God, allergies are so bad. But luckily I could just drink like tea, kind of helps my allergies. Like it's not like, they're not like super bad. I think it's like specific times of the year. Just needs to act up. The weather, which is weird because I'm indoors. Hi, how are you, Dr. Mango? How are you doing? We are just painting this cartoon scene from a show called Lloyd in Space. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's called Lloyd in Space. And it was a show, a cartoon show that was on Disney Channel. How are you today? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? I always love to learn. I always love to learn where you guys are from. Where are you watching from? And also, what time is it there? Yeah, I'm trying to. I actually wonder if I'm going to have to go back with that other color, with the peach color, to like thin it out, because I don't love how like much this is getting outlined. Like, that's why a thinner brush would have been great. So let me see. Thank you for asking. And right, I say your painting is magical. Thank you so much. So if you go to Google and you type in Lloyd in space, it's spelled Lloyd in space, you can see the show that it's from. So it's a show called Lloyd in Space. It was a cartoon show, a cartoon animated series that was, I believe it was on Disney Channel. And it was a really cute show. I haven't seen it in a long time. I wonder if it's like on Disney Plus. I'm not sure if it is, but it was a cute show. I recommend it if you can find it. But thank you so much for being here. I'm glad to have you on the stream and in the chat, like watching the stream. I think you're new to the stream, so if you're new, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. That way I can chat with you more. It does. It really does. But definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you know when I come on, because I don't always plan these streams. I come on kind of at random. I never kind of pre-plan these art streams. But I do love art, and I'm guessing you do too because you're watching this stream. But I come on kind of at random. So make sure the notification bell is hit. That way you know when I randomly come on, because it is quite random. But I am very happy to have you here and glad to have you here. Hope your holiday period is going well. I am definitely enjoying it. I just subscribed. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you like art. I'm glad you are enjoying the stream. I'm trying to move the signal. That helped a bit. I sometimes have to adjust the signal because I don't know, like my signal is not great. I don't know how your signal is, but I recommend using Google Chrome. I've been using Google Chrome lately, and yeah, I definitely recommend Google Chrome. I think that the internet connection problems is honestly because so many people are online right now. Like so many people are online. Holidays, people are inside more. It's a whole bunch of reasons. But hopefully the signal situation will work itself out, you know, once the holidays are over and people are going out more, you know. Let me get some water. Yeah, I like a lot of different books. Occasionally I like history books, but I like science fiction, books on spirituality, different things like that, science fiction. I took a graduate course. It was pretty interesting. I had never read before much of Tolkien or Lord of the Rings. Have you read that? So I read I like painting too. I just did a piece incorporating the 88. That's so cool. That's very cool. And it sounds like you're very passionate about, like, you know, spirituality and things like that. So that's great. If you love art and two different things and you could bring them together, that's great. So like, I don't know if you've ever read, have you ever read much of like Lord of the Rings or Tolkien or that type of content? I had never really read it. Finest tool. Very true. So I had never read much of Tolkien or things like that. I was just checking the signal. I have to keep moving it a little bit. Like sometimes it has 2 bars, sometimes it has 3 bars. It works much better, obviously, if it has 3 bars. But right now I think it's working. So I had never read much of Tolkien or Lord of the Rings. So I ended up taking an entire graduate course, entire semester, entire course on Tolkien. So we started with the book, the Silmarillion, if you're familiar. So the Silmarillion is kind of like, it's kind of like the start of Tolkien's world with Lord of the Rings. So if you've read much about this author, what they claim is that he didn't really know. I'm well versed in Lord of the Rings. It's about, yeah, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I've read it and I don't even know everything, you know. So what's very interesting about him, as you probably know, is that he didn't really, supposedly the claim is that he didn't know how the books were going to connect. In other words, he didn't, when he was writing it, just like any artist who enjoys art or painting, you may not know the direction that something's going to go in. So what they said about him is that he didn't know when he wrote, you know, the different books, how they were all going to connect. So the Silmarillion, if you've read the Silmarillion or heard of it, it's definitely not the most easy read. I don't even know how to compare it. I couldn't even compare it to like Shakespeare because it's not written in that type of verse. But, you know, for people who, it's not a novel. It's not a novel like Lord of the Rings. It's, the best way to describe it is like a bunch of tales that all connect. And it's like the history of how Earth and the world came to be. So it's really the back history to Lord of the Rings. And you'll see a lot of those allusions in the reading alluding to different things. Like if you watch The Hobbit and the different movies, you'll see like he's alluding to different things that happened in the Silmarillion that you wouldn't know about if you didn't read the Silmarillion. But it's a super interesting book. I read it during a semester, so there was like there was a lot of tension in reading it because like you're getting tested on it and everything. So I don't feel it, like I read it in a condensed amount of time. So I would love to have the time to go back and reread it, because I think it's one of those books that really requires you to read it at your own pace and maybe like even in a place of like Zen and where you can really appreciate the work. So it's a super interesting book. It's super interesting. It's got a lot of beauty to it, a lot of like meaning behind it. Just give me a quick about the Silmarillion. So Lord of the Rings is obviously the tale about the rings and all that. The ring, the one ring. But the Silmarillion is basically, it's the back history to everything that happens basically in Lord of the Rings. Like it will tell you about like the first kings of like Gondor and different things and the different tales and the different things that they faced. And like it's the back history to Lord of the Rings. Like you actually have to go back and read it. Like it will tell you like about like the different battles that, yeah, how the earth was created, the different, how it actually goes over like how the elves came to Earth and how Valinor and how everything was constructed. Like it's super detailed, like super detailed. Like it goes over how they came, where they went, how they traveled to Middle Earth. It's super detailed, the different wars that the elves faced, the Hobbit, everything. But it's definitely worth reading. but you have to be like mentally prepared. It's not an easy read at all. It's I can't even compare it to Shakespeare, but it's not an easy read. You have to read it slowly. You'll probably like read one chapter at a time and probably have to go back and reread it to kind of understand the detail, because Tolkien's detail was at like another level. That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely something to read if you love this type of content and you love like books about like the metaphysical, spirituality, and all that. It definitely, Lord of the Rings is a fun book. You know, it was made, I think, for like a younger audience. Like, it's not as easy. Obviously, Lord of the Rings is not as easy a book to read than The Hobbit. The Hobbit was made for children. But if you read, yeah, the Earth is called, yeah, there's like all these different realms, Valinor, and it's super interesting. So if you enjoy that type of content and you enjoy somewhat Lord of the Rings, or have enjoyed those types of movies, if you give the Silmarillion a chance and you read it in your spare time, I think it definitely brings the movie, the book to a different level. Like, it's like the door is unlocked. It's everything that they didn't explain to you, and the meaning of why this is this and this is this, you understand now from reading the Silmarillion. It's not an easy read at all. Like, I would have to go back. I've read the book like twice already, and I've like dissected, you know, different chapters for like papers and stuff like that. But it's super interesting because it goes into like the history, like, of even, I think it would be the character of Galadriel in Lord of the Rings. Like, it delves in deep to like how she, you know, it's like the back history. It's like their ancestors and everything. So it's super interesting. So I took that course. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was not like a super avid fan of Lord of the Rings. But when I saw it on the course curriculum, I was like, oh, that's super interesting. That you should do that. Yeah, if it's something that you have watched and you have passion for it, you should definitely do it. I think that those are the best videos, like, or content, articles, videos, something you're passionate about. You can definitely tell when a creator makes something and they're passionate about it. Have you seen the movie yet? Soul, Soul, Soul. I'm just gonna wash this brush really quick in the sink. Give me 2 seconds, but I'll keep talking. But Soul is a new Disney movie. I definitely recommend this movie. So there's this movie, Hey Dolores. So there's this movie that came out with Disney Plus, that is super interesting. It's called Soul. I definitely recommend it. Let me just check the signal and what's happening on my phone. Yeah, so there's this Disney Plus movie that it was just released. You don't have to pay for it. Like, if you're a member of Disney Plus and you watch Disney Plus, then they have it on there for free. It's like no extra charge. It's a new animated movie. I haven't watched like new Pixar movies or anything like that in a long time, but they released this movie called Soul. It's, if you're into metaphysical, spirituality, that type of stuff, this movie is awesome. Like, if you're into like metaphysical stuff, spirituality, purpose, all of that type of stuff. This movie is amazing. It's an animated movie. And I put this channel in. Not now, Dolores. I don't like to do that right now. So, it's not about automobiles or electric. That's very cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, it just shows that if people want to create something and they're on board for that, you can have a lot of progress and a lot of cool things happen. But I would definitely check out this movie called Soul. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's an animated movie. I think that if a younger audience watched it, they could get a benefit out of the movie. Like they may learn something. But if you're, looking at it from a different audience, age group, and you have a background in spirituality or that type of content, whether you're reading a book or something like that. Like I've read books, I've taken courses on philosophy and things like that. True. Very true. But if you're into that type of content, which it sounds like you are, like metaphysical and stuff like that, I definitely recommend checking out that movie. It was pretty amazing. It's called Soul, S-O-U-L. It's on Disney Plus. It's an animated movie. Not animated, you know what I mean, like Pixar. Not animated, like cartoon, like it's like Pixar, digital art. It was very, very, very good. It's all about like a soul, basically, who was human and he remains human. But he comes to understand like purpose and meaning, and it's a very interesting movie. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with what that is. I am making art. So give me 1 minute. I'm just going to go to the restroom real quick. So give me 1 minute and I will be back. Let me just wash my hands. I made food. Have you seen the giant doorways? I don't know. There's a lot of like interesting history on that type of stuff, like documentary shows. I always found the one about like Egypt pretty interesting, where it shows the pyramids and how they were built. It's all very cool. I've always liked that element of it. They were talking about, I don't know if you saw it, comes up on YouTube and stuff. The guy that had a jetpack. Did you hear about that story? He had a jetpack, and like a plane like saw him flying. Did you hear about that story? Super cool. Yeah, he had a jetpack and he was like flying through the air, and like it's a pretty funny story. Like the plane was like flying, and they were talking in like control tower, and they're like, a guy just went by on a jetpack. Have you seen any of the Star Wars movies? Are you a Star Wars fan? Have you seen the Star Wars movies? Just like waiting for this to hold down. Let me see what color we're gonna do next. Let's see if this is clean. Yes. Yeah, I've been watching. It just stays in my little art area. I got it off Amazon. It's from The Mandalorian. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi comes. Yeah, I don't know as much about it as you probably know about it. I started watching it. I was never a huge Star Wars fan either. And I started to watch. Just cool down. I started to watch the Star Wars movies, like from the beginning. Everyone's saying like I should watch them in what's it called? Movie, not release order, but like chronological time order. Everyone's saying you should watch them in chronological time order. But I like the movies. The movies are interesting. I'm watching them from the beginning, like as they came out. But I've been watching the show. I've seen all the episodes. I've seen The Mandalorian. I don't even know what that means. I will Google it. really sure what any of that means. Well, thank you for watching. I have 2 bars. Why do I have 2 bars? Yeah, I Googled. Means like breathtaking or something. Let's look at the art. No, I'm not that much of a Googler. So I'm adding some more white there. Yep, for sure. We're just painting, that's all. Huh? Mm-mm. Who that? Nope. Who that? That's cool. But I think I'm going to end this stream, guys. I'm going to go finish up lunch, but it was so great having you here. And I will see you soon in my next video. Okay, bye.